I'm going to talk about some of the general things that students should be aware of when they prepare for AP US History and some of the areas that we would cover in a prep course. So this is just going to cover the subject area, study strategy that we use to cover a large amount of information in a short period of time, and various strategies for both the multiple choice section and the essay sections to make sure that students would be covered for everything they need to be covered on the test. Primary problem is that they have only a linear view of history. History teachers in public and private schools have a curriculum that they have to use, and it's generally set up in a specific way. Also, AP US history teachers are not focused on the test per se. The specific test strategies get overlooked. The primary thing we try to look out for when we do the prep is especially that linear presentation, because a lot of students won't have gotten to some 20th century things, or the 20th century things are underrepresented curriculum that they've looked at. We make sure to see how those things all interact with each other and cover synthesis and contextualization points. We follow a series of timelines and the acronym PERSIA. We want to study both the political history, the economic history, the religious and social history, and the ideological and artistic history. For AP US, there's not that much art, but it's still nice to be aware of those things and be able to use examples. The primary timeline is the political timeline, and around that we connect in the economic, religious, social, and to some extent ideological and artistic history that follows through American history. We start out by being broadly zoomed out. So we start by taking all of American history in one shot and as broad and as large terms as we can, and then we zoom in step by step so that we reveal the detail there as we go in. And that way we're looking at the whole thing and we see how everything fits together all at one time. We're also practicing with multiple choice and essay the entire time so that we can make sure that the strategies is clear. A lot of students don't know how to take multiple choice tests well. There's actually safety measures that you can pay attention to that'll ensure that you get the best possible score on a multiple choice test. I will help teach you about that. They will improve with this strategy that we've developed. For essay, this is also a major problem area for many students because there's not that many history teachers who are also composition teachers. I'm also an SAT essay teacher and a composition teacher and a writing teacher, so I can add that information in there, and I'll help kids to learn better about how to put a essay together. There is a structure for the essay for each kind, for the SAQ, the LEQ, and the DBQ. They're not that different from each other. By learning how to put an essay together and how to make a logical argument, how to support that argument well, it's not that difficult to do with a little bit of practice and a little bit of editing to be sure to pay attention to things that you didn't even know that you were doing wrong. And they're usually fairly easy to supply. We are going to cover subject area using timelines and the PERSIA acronym. We'll give a very well-proven multiple choice strategy. And for essay strategy, we will talk about how to answer questions clearly and answer those prompts as clearly as possible, providing the synthesis and context and periodization. All of those things will be covered in depth. So thanks for your time, and I look forward to working with you.